Hi there, my name's John Stevens, pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we're part of the ELCA, and welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take a look at the lectionary text, we tie them to an item from the Dollar Tree. This is for the fourth Sunday of Easter, and we're looking at the gospel lesson where Jesus says, "The sheep know my voice. I know them, and they hear my voice, they know it, and no one's going to snatch them out of my hand, and no one's going to snatch them out of the Father's hand, and the Father and I are one." Lots of stuff to go with in this text, and the direction I'm going is a pretty common one, I think, but it's that we know the sound of Jesus' voice. So I thought for this children's sermon, we would play around with our voices and different ways. Like I was thinking, Sharon and I, my wife and I, ran across an old video of Joey, Sharon's son, when he was younger, doing the ABCs. And I started thinking about all the ways that we can change our voices. Hilarious. I love it. You could have a fan. I looked at the Dollar Tree for some of those misting fans, because sometimes you can find a little bottle where there's a fan on it, and you could have it empty, and you could and speak through the. If you have a fan, you can run the fan. You know, the whole. All kinds of stuff. The ways that we change our voice. For the fun of it. And then we also know how our voices have different sounds when we're laughing, when we're crying, when we're serious. When my mom called me and I knew that I had done something, because there would be the middle name, John Warren Stevens, the voice changed a little bit. So we hear the sound of Jesus, we hear the voice of Jesus, and we know that voice. And the voice of Jesus is the voice of love and compassion and grace that calls and welcomes us here to say, you belong here and I love you. Doesn't mean there isn't a voice of correction. It doesn't mean there isn't a voice of guidance, of pulling us away from that edge where we're about to fall off. But it's a voice that embraces us with love. So I'm going to use that, the idea of how we change our voices when we're calling to someone. When my grandmother would call us for dinner, I mean, she actually had one of the triangles where would ring it, and if we were out playing in Dillon, Montana, we would be called back in. So different ways that we use our voice, but we knew the sound, we knew the name, and we knew who we belonged to. And that's really what I think this text reminds us, that we belong to Jesus and we know the voice of our Savior. All right, so I hope this can be a springboard for your own thinking around your children's sermon. As always, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you had a fantastic week. All right, that was a little, I don't know, a little cowboyish, not cowboyish, but a little bit of a old Western kind of thing. Anyway, have a great week. Thanks for stopping by.